Hey, it's October in Idaho. The air is cool. There's a little frost on the pumpkin this morning. And what does all that mean? It means it's hunting season. That's right. And I'm hunting something really, really special today. Let's go see if we can find some. Shh, shh. Do you see it? Do you see it? It's right over there. Let's go get it. Ha! We got it. So I'm Dr. Patrick Jones from the HomeGrown Herbalist School of Botanical Medicine. And these are rose hips. And this is what we've been hunting this morning. And this is the perfect time of year to do it. October, after the first frost, these guys are ripe and ready. So let's talk about it. First of all, hunters get all excited about a 4-point buck, right? Or a bull elk that's a 6-point bull elk. This guy's got points all over him, right? So it's way more manly to hunt rose hips than to hunt deer. Just saying, just putting that out there. Anyway, this is just a rose. This is a wild rose. It's probably not a wild rose. It's probably a June rose, is what you would call it in the nursery. But this is what the wild roses looked like. They had a little small flower with 5 petals. And in the fall, they produce the fruit. And the fruit is the rose hip. And rose hips are really, really fantastic medicine. And a lot of what they do is just nutritive, just nutritive tonic stuff. Like they're full of vitamin C, they're full of phenols and essential fatty acids and antioxidants and all kinds of other vitamins. Just really a tremendous food source. And so, well, what does that do? Well, first of all, vitamin C is like the primary ingredient in making healthy skin and healthy hair. So they're really great for your skin. Not to mention all the other tissues in your body. Vitamin C is one of the critical factors in making collagen, which is really what everything's made out of. And so from a nutritional standpoint, that's great. It's also great for your immune system. Vitamin C stimulates immunity. It helps everything work better, helps fight infections. Vitamin C also, and not only vitamin C, but the phenols and the other vitamins and the other constituents that rose hips have are really fantastic antioxidants. And so that protects the body from oxidative stress and cellular damage that's the result of just normal metabolism and life and stress. So really great for helping the body to eliminate and decrease production of free radicals, which can be really damaging to cells. Rose hips are also really excellent as anti-inflammatories. Again, mostly because of the, antioxidants that are in there. But they have other chemistry that helps with inflammation. They're full of essential fatty acids, and fatty acids decrease inflammation. So, joint pain, just the aches and pains of being over 40, rose hips are really great for that. They're good for your cardiovascular system. Not only because they support and help build and maintain the tissues of that system, but also they lower cholesterol. Just a really, really fantastic plant. They also, because of the vitamin C and the acid content of the fruit itself, they can be really useful for bladder infections. Because if you acidify the urine, it makes it harder for bacteria to adhere to the walls of the bladder, right? That's why people take cranberry juice. Same thing. We're acidifying the urine. We're putting some antioxidants in there, make the bladder healthy and happy so it's more resistant. How do you use it, right? So, like I said, you want to harvest this after the first frost. This is sort of the last thing you do as an herbalist, right? Unless you consider chopping wood wildcrafting. This is kind of the last thing we do in the season. But the rose hip is the fruit, and inside the fruit there's some seeds. And let me just show you what we've got here. So these are the seeds. And if you're just making a tincture or a tea or something, you don't need to clean all this out. You can use the whole fruit. But if you're going to eat them, you want to clean that out and just get all those seeds out of there. And the reason is, and I don't know if you can see it, but you see those little hairs? The seeds are covered with these little hairs, and they are really, really irritating to your throat and your mouth. So you don't want to eat that. You know, if you're making a tea or a tincture, you're going to strain that before you drink it, right? So it doesn't matter. So you don't have to worry about getting all this prep work done if you're doing that. But if you're going to eat them, clean that out. And once you get all the seeds out, just scrape those little hairs. And it's really, really great to have a good guitar pick on your finger for doing that. So I'd recommend, if you want to be an herbalist, learn to play the guitar. It really helps. Anyway, I've just scraped all those hairs out of there now. And now we have this little wonderful fruit, right? So what do you do with that? Well, you eat it, right? They are really, really delicious little rascals. Really tart, citrusy, amazing, amazing flavor. And so good for you. And you can just eat them fresh. That's what I like to do. Or you can dry them and make sort of a fruit leather, you know, for your kids. Just make sure you got all those little hairs out before you dry them. Or like I said, you can dry them and throw in the blender and powder them and make a tea. Powder them and make a tincture. Whatever you want to do with them is fine. But Native Americans, and not only Native Americans, but people all across the temperate zones of the planet, all over Europe and everywhere else that has roses, have considered this a really useful and valuable food source in the winter, in the fall, you know, because it's always available. They're sitting on here. And so, you know, if you're starting to get scurvy in your cabin up in the mountains during the apocalypse in the middle of the winter, get some rose hips. And they're a great source of vitamin C. But anyway, really, really delicious. How do you take them? Well, you can eat the fruit just raw. You can make teas out of it. You can make tinctures out of it. All the things you do with any other herb. But using them fresh is really like most other herbs and most other produce and other things we eat. Eating the fresh fruit is the least damaging to all the great things that that fruit has to offer, right? Anytime we do anything with an herb, whether we're drying it or heating it up to make a tea or, you know, letting it sit in a tincture, you know, anything we do is going to have some impact on the chemistry of that plant that may, you know, deteriorate and damage some of the chemistry. So just eating them fresh is fantastic. Remember to get those seeds and hairs out. But otherwise, really a great medicine, really a fun thing to do in the fall or early winter before they get all dry and crummy looking later in the winter. But that's it, rose hips. The genus is Rosa, and the hip from any rose will work. I like these wild roses because they make a million of them. Really a fantastic treat and a fantastic medicine. I'm Doc Jones from the HomeGrown Herbalist School of Botanical Medicine, and thanks for watching.